Tick-tock goes the clock. Except it never does.
See the croc.
And I've been watching way too much Doctor Who lately. Okay, hello. It's Katherine at the bar. We're talking about cheating with the girl we're cheating with, and, yeah, that isn't awkward at all.
This guy Steve said he's your boyfriend.
Huh? What? He said he was my boyfriend?
No one cares.
Yeah. He called me up. He said he was Catherine's boyfriend.
And I only know one cat. Oh.
Ooh.
Huh? But
I told you it's not me.
really, then who is it?
So you brought up the point that only Vincent can see Catherine.
Yep.
So according to everyone else, it looks like he's just talking to himself.
There's one other person who's seen Katherine and interacted with her during this game. Apart from that, only Vincent can see her.
So
I don't
nobody
think it's that. Well, I don't think it's that nobody can see her. I think it's just nobody's ever around when she's also around. I think it's more of that sort of thing.
There are... No, this is brought up later on, but when Vincent's in the bar talking to Katherine here, nobody else can see her, and they just think he's drinking by himself.
Oh, okay.
And they don't question the self-conversations or anything like that.
That point is actually never brought up, but, except for one scene later on in the bathroom.
Because that was, I was thinking it was sort of similar to, have you guys seen A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah, I have.
Because in that movie, before you realize that he's schizophrenic, he's just never, no, all of his schizophrenic characters are just never around when he's talking to real people. So it's never really like it never, to everyone else, it doesn't ever appear like.
Spoiler warning: he's nuts.
Well, it's
So it's
based
also
off of a
so-
true story. Spoiler alert: the Titanic sinks. Oh no!
It's also kind of similar to Sixth Sense in that way.
Yeah.
It's,
Bruce Willis never talks when he's in scenes without the.
I
Okay.
haven't seen A Beautiful Mind in a few years, but you don't find out the twist of that until like the very end of the film, right?
Yeah, but if you watch it again, there's a lot of different hints. Like when the girl is running around playing in the field, she's trying to chase a bunch of pigeons away, and they don't move, and stuff like that. You know, it's actually a relatively well-made movie. So give it another watch. It's good.
Not a good time for me. Really bad.
So how long is it going to take for this girl he's cheating with to realize that no night is ever a good night for him?
They just caught him on a really bad week.
You know that diarrhea I've been bringing up every time we talk? It's back. Go away.
Again.
It seems to activate whenever you're around.
Can you be allergic to sluttiness?
I think the better question is, can you get diarrhea from sluttiness?
Alright then.
Welcome back,
And
Ronald
later
McDonald.
on-
That's impossible. Not Catherine. Honestly, man.
What's the female equivalent of Ronald?
Always meeting
Ronalda?
Ronaldo.
Is
Ronaldo?
I just made that
Yeah.
up off the top of my head. I can't.
Well, you'd be surprised how many male names can turn female just by sticking an A at the end.
Yeah.
Teta? No. Ryana? No. Louisa? No. Jonna?
Ryan?
No.
No. For Lewis, it's Luis.
Well, that's an E.
With
and that's only with
like
the wrong spelling of Lewis for your name.
It's
It's all
French,
pronunciation.
I think.
Stupid French people breaking the rules.
So many needless letters and everything.
They're just vowels everywhere.
And X's that don't do anything.
Oh, well, that's in English, too.
You're just a selfish pig.
She's right.
She tells him this point blank, and then 5 minutes later she's conversing with him friendly again.
You're
Well,
a
you know,
despicable
there are some
monster,
peop-
and I wish I never met you. So what do you want?
Well, you know, there are some people who you know are douchebags, but you just sort of hang out with them anyway. Or at least that's how it was for me in high school. But that was mostly just because, you know, I had to.
Did you ever tell anyone point blank, you're a horrible human being? Let's go bowling later.
Does a roll man count?
Here we go.
Are you hearing that the stupid hair dude died? Or was it Daddy Issues dude?
No, they're talking about some guy who's in a bad, who's like depressed. They're actually talking about tutorial guy.
You know, the dream where you're falling and you'll die if you hit the ground before you wake
So does Erica get the dream?
lately.
Yes, she actually does at some point. She doesn't actually show up in any of your dreams, but she starts talking like she's having them.
Oh. Huh.
Everyone's supposed to know what dream the dying person had.
Well, that would actually be pretty interesting if you saw things from that perspective, but...
Well, Atlas didn't exactly handle the whole transgendered thing with any kind of class.
True.
Well, it is kind of just sort of tacked on, really.
Well, that sort of thing pops up in anime a lot, as just sort of a point of humor.
Traps.
And-
Traps everywhere.
Here's a question: is the fact that she's transgender play any sort of role? Does that mean anything?
Well, Toby has a sort of background subplot romance with her, but but that's played off for humor too.
Like, for humor, like, oh, haha, it's funny because she's transgendered?
Humor as in, yeah, it's funny, and even she's joking about it, but there are fan fiction writers that handle this plot point more gracefully than the actual writers, and when that can be bluntly and honestly said, you've done something wrong with your story.
You know, the only game I can think of off the top of my head that handled a transgendered character well was Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door.
Now it's only the Japanese version.
In the Japanese version, yeah, but Vivian was transgendered, and it doesn't add a whole lot to the plot, but, you know, it fits in with the theme of her character and shit. But, of course, because we can't handle anything because we're stupid Americans, they had to chop it out of the US version.
Well, when it comes to Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door, the fact that, well, in the Japanese anyway.
No, every version but the English one, actually.
Yeah, no, I was saying, but the fact that she's transgender doesn't really mean anything because she kicks
I'd
ass. the same amount.
like to distract from this riveting discussion for a moment to point out that the game just told me liking cats was a chaos alignment thing.
What?
You had a choice with these two twins between liking cats and liking dogs, or more specifically between Wolf and Meow. And if you pick Meow, you get a chaos boost.
Yeah, dogs are loyal.
Yeah.
Cats don't give no fucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, this guy's friend just died.
I should have went with Meow.
Wait, so hold on a moment. Does that mean that liking Sonic Unleashed means your law alignment, but liking Super Mario 3D World means your chaos alignment?
Well, why? What does 3D World have to do with cats?
Catsuit.
Catsuit.
Oh. Huh.
It's not like that was the only thing about the advertisements they ever showed ever. Also, it's not like that's on the front of the box or anything.
A thing about Archie here is I don't think it's possible to save him if his boss dies. Because I did say the correct thing later on, and he still wound up dying.
So you killed two people.
Yeah.
Dick.
Can't prove it.
I didn't kill them, the dream did. I just said some slightly insensitive things that may or may not have influenced the outcome.
Hey, what are you gonna do, right? Am I right?
So, boss, any words of wisdom today?
Whiskey is 15% off.
Yay!
Sweet.
Every night there's at least one person who's listed as dead, but the ones that you could have saved will be listed along with them, if they wind up dying.
Well, do they put more people on the list if you knock more people off the tower?
No, I don't think so.
That would be a funny attention to detail.
It would be a funny attention to detail, yeah. That guy? Oh, I vaporized him with a lightning bolt. Whoops!
It was glorious.
He was in my way.
Oh, I still have a little bit of blood on my underwear.
At some point, someone needs to hack this game so that you can wear animal masks and go around batting things with lead pipes and just, hotline Miami your way through the entire game.
I was gonna say paranoia agent, but
Well,
I've never heard of that.
when I heard of
it's
Animal
trippy as
Mask...
shit.
Oh. When I hear Animal Mask, I automatically jump to Majora's Mask for some reason. Maybe just because the word mask is in the title, even though
I would have agreed, but he said lead pipe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well...
Hotline Miami is horrible on consoles and the Vita, by the way. Buy it for the computer or don't get it at all.
Well, I'll just keep that in mind next time the Steam sale rolls around.
Well, it is almost like Christmas.
It's not funny.
Steam sale.
Is that the text right there for the Steam sale?
Okay.
Oh, Catherine wants me to eat her cake, does she?
I completely forgot that was a Mario euphemism.
So there's no text option that says what cake.
I thought the cake was a lie.
Oh. Sorry.
Dated references dated.
We'll be seeing that cake again, by the way.
And that's how they break up.
So are they the anti-Mario and Peach, then?
Sure.
Wait, you didn't check the other... Oh, is that a...
Well, that's because I'm at the bar, and if I try to check the picture, he'll instantly put his phone away.
Oh, I thought it was just a normal text.
Oh, it's dirty. I can't do that here.
Do it in the place where things get dirty.
Oh, good. I've been constipated for a few days now. But look at this. Ah, there goes the diarrhea.
There are like 15 different versions of that image, by the way.
Of her eating an apple?
In different costumes, yes. Or a no costume.
No costume as in her standard outfit, not no costume as in naked. Damn it.
Actually, as in naked.
Wait, really?
Yeah, with her hair grown out and strategically placed to cover the bits.
Oh.
Just like convenient Steam.
I love wait, hold on. Sorry, my automatic responses are getting the worst of me. I hate convenient Steam. Fuck that shit.
Convenient Steam or convenient beams of light from nowhere.
Quit wasting your time and come on over.
Wait,
Right. So the next nightmare is a Castlevania game. Awesome.
do you die as much?
Dun.
Do you die as much there as you do in the Castlevania games?
Well, the entire tower is technically one long staircase. So yeah, possibly. That's a really weird theme to play at a bar. I think I'm gonna play something else.
You know, if I played
Yeah.
a Persona song at a bar, well, any normal bar, I think it would be even weirder. But since this is anime bar, I guess it's more
So
acceptable.
you don't go to many conventions, do you?
Do you guys like actually have a few songs in like whatever sort of media player you use that are of an entirely different language, but you still like it anyway?
Well,
Every Japanese song ever.
Yeah, I was about to say, you talking to the guy who has a lot of anime stuff.
I have the Airman Gato Estasene song on my iPod.
Gatao Sanai.
Whatever. Airman is hard for some reason song. I also have like one random French song on my iPod, but I can't remember the name of it at the moment.
Like when it comes to songs of a foreign language that you can't exactly understand, what is it about it that draws you to the song?
Oh, it's catchy.
It just sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you like instrumental music if it doesn't have lyrics that you can understand?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about just complete lack of lyrics, or?
Well, I'm just saying, you know, you don't have to
It's just
understand
a-
what's being said to like the melody and the instruments and stuff.
Oh no, you say instrumental, which means no lyrics whatsoever.
Yeah,
That was the joke.
It's this, but it's the same kind of property.
I
It's
see.
not like you're listening to music purely for lyrics.
Oh, you lied. Wait, does lying to the Chaos character give you law points?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Nope.
Apparently not.
No. Okay then. I need to turn the volume down. I can't talk over Persona rap. Anyway.
Distracted by it.
I just really like the opening theme to Persona 3 Fest. That's what that one is.
Wait, is it FES or FES?
Yes.
It's technically, I think it stands for festival, but I'm not really sure.
But
I've
how's
al-
it pronounced? FES or FES?
Well, I guess it could be.
You know what?
either.
I don't care. As
This
long as you
isn't
don't call it
hard.
Fairly English Story, I'm fine. But you know, to clarify, whenever I say fess, I'm talking about the game, not the goddamn fan fiction. Fairly English Story is a terrible fan fiction. You should all feel bad for thinking it's awesome, unless you actually do. In which case, I didn't mean that. I was joking. Just don't lynch me for having different tastes than you.
Wait, is this like
Even
a
if the
fan
main
fiction?
character is a horrible Gary Stew. Let's see. How do I sum up Fairly English Story? The protagonist is British instead of Japanese. The writing is pretty questionable, and, well, it's just not Fairly English Story unless there's casual racism against the Japanese thrown in for no apparent reason.
And this is a Persona fan fiction.
Yes, and at the end, the main character becomes some sort of, I don't even know, but he gains the power to give robots vaginas apparently, and he gives Igus one. That was the point at which I think everyone just threw up their hands and said they gave up.
Is this like a popular fan fiction, or is this just like one that you found?
Surprisingly, yes. It's also very long.
All right then.
Cognac. Have I had that before? Let me look at it. I'm not a fan of those drinks that you have to drink sequentially. Like you take this and then you drink this. Like no, I want everything in one cup.
Then you probably didn't drink it.
No, because cognac sounds very familiar.
Cocktail culture is a surprisingly complicated thing.
Well, when it comes to getting drunk, people will do anything and everything in their power. You know.
They'll try everything with anything.
I actually don't like margaritas.
Jimmy Buffett would be disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, but those overrated.
Next, you're gonna say you don't like cheeseburgers either.
And I'm not sure if there's a woman to blame. It's probably my own damn fault.
Yeah, congrats.
You guys jealous?
Bye, Ronald McDonald. Johnny, do you really need to smoke at the table? I mean, that's rude and stuff.
I don't think Johnny is ever seen without a cigarette in this game, ever.
It never burns out.
Where do you get cigarettes that never burn out, Johnny?
Fountain of Youth.
Fountain.
At this point, I went for the law choice there.
You tend to hover more law overall than chaos, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but I have this like an actual physical resistance against picking villain options in video games. This is how bad it is. I was playing Saints Row 2 for an independent recording the other day. I could not bear to steal a car.
That would be wrong.
Yeah, and when I do steal a car in those games, it's always one that's parked with nobody in it because I just can't stand throwing people out into the street.
Now, you said you're going neutral, right, for this playthrough?
Yes,
So you're
yes,
heading, you're heading more towards law. So what are you going to say that brings you back to neutral?
I think most of my actual chaos choices come from the questions themselves in the nightmare stages, because there's a lot less villainy versus douchebaggery versus heroism versus being a nice guy in there.
It's all about whether you'd fuck ghosts or not.
I love you, Katherine.
Well,
by the way, I'm Genghis Khan.
A lot of the questions you wouldn't even know. Like some of the questions, it's hard to tell which is the law and which is the chaos. You know?
Well, I assume you've played this enough to know most of them.
Yeah, sometimes it's fairly obvious, but sometimes the chaos answer is actually what I'd honestly choose.
Well, nobody's ever pure whatever one way or pure the other.
Yeah.
And they're lying if they said they are.
The questions when you're the text messages, the questions while you're awake, they're more about being a douchebag or not being a douchebag. The questions in the nightmares are more straight up personality testing. Our second trivia for the night. That means we're getting to the point where I just up and leave the bar. Thank God.
They're gonna teach us how to light things on fire? Okay, suddenly I'm a lot more interested in this.
Actually, this bit of trivia is fairly interesting. There was once a car that was fueled on whiskey.
Didn't Doc and Marty try to fuel the DeLorean with whiskey in the Old West? And it ended up blowing out the muffler?
Well, it's obviously not built to be fueled on whiskey, but
It might work.
yeah, theoretically, if the machinery was made for it, I suppose you could fuel a car on alcohol.
Hey, a question: what happens if you choose to keep drinking? Anything?
No, well, you can, well, if you want trophy completion in one go, you can drink, one, glass of each different thing a night. For the different trivia, I only go for whiskey and cocktails every night, though, for the purpose of this playthrough, because going through 4 drinks a night takes a while. If you keep drinking, though, nothing actually happens to Vincent.
So,
Like every time you ask for an additional drink, either the boss or the waitress will be like, "You still want a drink?" It's like, should I be cutting this guy off soon or something? But it doesn't actually change anything or make Vincent wobble anymore or anything. I thought it would have been interesting if Vincent would just flat out pass out if he drank too much, but it doesn't happen to my knowledge.
So were you deliberately staying on the table so you can bring the meter close to chaos again?
I want to talk to all the people in the bar when they show up, actually, because that influences whether or not you can save them.
So some guy named Todd died. First name Jason?
What? I don't get it.
Batman.
No.
Everything you
Not
just
believing in
everything
an
you-
afterlife
everything
means
you've been
chaos.
experiencing was just one giant acid trip.
Well,
Wait, you just said no, there's no afterlife. Well, alright. Sure, it's not like we have proof that hell exists or anything. Oh, wait, hold on. Vincent can't remember the dreams. So,
no, he can't.
so,
Not at this
never
point.
mind.
I'm not sure if we brought this up earlier, but the fact that the men are dying in a similar manner in real life, is that ever brought up as a plot point? Is it treated like an epidemic or something like that?
Oh, it's treated as a vaguely as a vague epidemic, but it only lasts a week. And the journalist is investigating it because apparently there have been similar cases in 100-year cycles.
Yeah.
Or something.
It's not like Vincent's in a position to really do anything about it.
No, I'm just wondering how the world is handling that, or at least the region.
Well, apparently it's only in this particular area.
Yeah.
Well, you have to realize that this is Atlas Japan, so, you know, for all of our luck, this might be the same universe with Trauma Center, and people get zombie cancer all the time, so it might not be that weird.
Well, they're
People fall into
investigating it.
TV worlds.
They're investigating it, but they're called weakening deaths. There's no sign that that any actual illness was involved. So they don't have. So it's not being treated as a biological hazard. Here we go. More of the boss's wonderful gender philosophical ramblings. But this is an interesting point. In the animal kingdom, mating gets really disturbing at times. And then you'll get guys who explain away their habits by saying they're just acting like the animals humans actually are. Do you really want to act like, say, a praying mantis? Because I think the women eat those.
I thought that was spiders. Certain spiders. But...
No, spiders do too. And all sorts of animals will eat each other. You know.
Yeah. But that's actually an amusing thing. In the animal kingdom, in a lot of cases, the females are more dominant than the males in gender-related things.
Well, that's because gender doesn't really define anything other than, you know, who has sperm and who does not have sperm.
Well, you know, I just mean in the way that in the general scheme of things, like for lions, it's the females who do all the hunting. They literally bring home the bacon. So, yeah. It's actually interesting if you do research on it. I don't know why I'm compulsively checking the ATM every time I leave.
Maybe someone will have forgot a 20.
One time when I was 6 years old, my mom visited the ATM at a mall, and she actually left her debit card in the thing. And 6-year-old me actually managed to catch that and save my and grab the card before my mom got too far away.
Ooh, that went bad.
Yeah.
What'll happen if you leave your ATM and your ATM card in a lot of ATMs is eventually the ATM will suck the card up and deposit it inside.
Yeah.
Well, still, if it's somebody, well, still trying to get it back would be a pain in the ass, even if somebody didn't.
Yeah, it's like I think like I lost my ATM card at a bank ATM once, and they held onto it for 2 days and then they shredded it.
Yeah, at that point, you're just better off getting another card.
Yeah, that's what I wound up having to do.